Hello, good morning everyone. Today we will learn about MS Excel. At the end of this video, you will learn about various types of operators which we use in the formula and functions, and also you will learn how to use functions in the MS Excel sheet. Now let us begin. Before going to study about formula and functions, let us see a few operators like arithmetical operator, comparison operator, concatenation operator and reference operator. So here you can see a few arithmetic operators which are used on numbers. To perform a basic mathematical operations like addition, subtraction, multiplication, combine the numbers and produce the numeric result. So to do that, we have operators given here. So this is a plus symbol is used to add the numbers, so which are there in the cells. Similarly, negative, that is a minus symbol, which you know that to subtract the number. Next is star, or we can call it as a asterisk, used to multiply the numbers. For multiplication purpose we use this symbol or operator. Next is a backslash, which is used to divide the numbers, and then percentage. This is used to just show the percentage. The numbers are shown in a percentage format. The next is caret, or we can call it as an exponential. That is the symbol that whatever we can use for the exponential, that is called a caret symbol. So sometimes we may need to find the square of some numbers, then we can use in such a situation a caret symbol is used. So let us see how to use the addition symbol. So addition symbol is a plus. So this is the addition symbol. To add the number which are present in C11, that is 56, and D11, 76. So C11 means the cell address of C11. This is a C11th address of this cell, and this is D11 address of this level. So to add these two numbers and get the result here in E11, then we can write a formula, that is we can write the formula is equal to C11 plus D11. So here the symbol whatever we are using is a addition symbol. So here we got the, so I'll make a little zoom so that you can understand. So this is what the formula, it is called what the formula. So C11 means this one, D11 means this one. So both are added and gives the result. One thing you remember, that after entering the formula and enter the enter key, so you will get a result, not the formula. Suppose if you want to see the formula, then click here, so that formula can be visible in the formula bar. Suppose if you want to see in cell also that formula, so then double click, so you will get the formula in that cell also. Next is negative. So to divide, next is negative. To subtract 56 and 76, then we can use here minus. So here 56, in 56 76 can be subtracted, so result in negative form. So it is because 76 is greater than 56. If you change this, that is 76, I will make it as 76, then I will make it as a 56, then result will be plus 20. So whatever it may be, so minus or negative symbol is used to subtract the number. Next is multiplication. This is a multiplication symbol, we call it as a asterisk. So here I will change the symbol and I will keep star here. Now it is multiplying this 10 with 5. So here it is a 50. So it is because it is a 10 and it is a 5. 10 5 is a 50. So if you change the number, simultaneously the result is also changing. So this way we can use a multiplication symbol here. Here this is a division symbol. This is used to divide the number. For example, if you want to divide this 10 by 7, then this, in the place of asterisk, you place the division symbol and then enter. So here 10 is divided by 7 and the result will be 1.42. Suppose if you want to change, so you can change the number. For example, I want to divide it by 2. Then answer will be the 5. Next symbol is percentage. This is used with the number to indicate that number is a percentage. For example, if you want to show 100%, then write 100, then you enter a percentage symbol with that 100. So similarly, if you want to show 5%, then you type the 5 and then along with that also insert the percentage symbol. So this is how we can use this operator. So next function is caret, or we can call it as an exponential operator. So to get the exponential of any number or the power of any number, then we can write like this. For example, equal to, then this one, then exponential symbol, then 2. So it is nothing but 10 to the power of 2. So 10 to the power of 2 is repeat. Next symbol is caret, that is exponential operator, which is used to find the power of any number. For example, if you want to find the power of 10, that is 2, that is a 10 to the power of 2, and the calculation can be done like this. So equal to, the formula would be in this way, equal to, then C13, then exponential formula symbol, that is caret, then D13. Next one is D13. So it will give you 100. It is because 10 to the power of 2, that is a 10 into 10. 10 into 10 is nothing but 100. Suppose if you make it 3, and the result will be again 1000. So that is 10 into 10 into 10, 3 times. So this way we will use arithmetical operators in formula. So one thing you remember, that every formula must be starts with equal to symbol. Not only formula, even functions are also starts with equal to symbol. Now we will see a comparison operators. These are logical operators, or we can call them as a comparison operators. So when we compare 2 or more values of a cells, then either it will give you a true or false answer. Either it will give you the answer in the form of true or in the form of false. This is the equal to symbol, which is used to compare two cells whether they are equal or not. If they are equal, then it will give you true. If they false, then it will give you a false symbol. This one is a greater than symbol. So which is used to whether this is used to check whether the cell content is greater than another cell content. Similarly, this is a less than, which is used to compare the two cells to check whether the number or content of a cell is less than or not. So this one is a greater than or equal to. It is used to compare two cells whether the number of that cell content is greater or equal to. So next is smaller than or equal to. This is used to compare the two cells whether that content of cell is less than or equal to. For example, you can see here the examples are also given here. You can if you are not understanding what you exactly mean by this, you can, by seeing this example, you can understand. So next is a not equal to. It is used to compare two cells and decide whether they are equal or not equal to. So like this we have different types of symbols. Now we're going to see one by one by comparing the contents of cells. This is the equal to symbol which is used to compare the two numbers. So now let me compare this number which is present in C1 cell and this number which is present in D1 cell. So to compare, the formula will be like this, is equal to, so C1 cell is compared with D1. So I am comparing C1 is equal to D1. I am saying that C1 is equal to D1. If it is a true, then it will say a true. This it is saying true. So if both are not equal, then it will give you the result wrong, that is a false. For example, I will make it 5. So now 5 is equal to 5. For example, you can say C1 means 5, D1 means 3. I am saying that C1 is equal to D1, that is 5 is equal to 3. Is it true? No, it is not true. Then it will give you definitely false. So this way what we can do, we can compare the two numbers. If they both are same, then it will give you a true. If they are not same, then it will give you false. The both are same, that's why it is giving a true. So now both are not same, therefore it will give you false. So this way we can use the equal to for comparing two cells. Next symbol is greater than. It is used to compare two cells and decide whether the number which we are comparing to the another number is greater than or not. So now I want to compare 10 with 0 and decide whether it is greater than or not. So definitely it is greater than 0 and it should give the true. Now let us see how to write this, is equal to. So which number I want to compare? The number I want to compare is 10. So next is greater than symbol, then compare with what? 0. So 0 means D1 cell. So C1 is greater than D1 yes. So yes means it will give you true. It is giving what? That true. Suppose if I make it a 20, in the place of 0 I will make it a 20. So 10 is greater than 20. So here C1 means 10. That 10 is greater than 20. 20 means D1. No means it will give false. So it will give you only true when the condition is true, otherwise it will give you false. So now I will make it negative 20. So what happened? So now also we will get the false. So because minus 20 is definitely smaller than 20. Even if I make it 30, minus 30 is definitely smaller than 20. Therefore that time also false. So this way we use this symbol. This symbol is smaller than symbol. This symbol is used to compare whether the number is smaller compared to other number or not. So now I want to compare this number with 20, saying that 10 is lesser than 20. Yes or no? Definitely it is yes. So therefore we may get a true. For example, here 10 is less than 20. Yes, true. Suppose if I make it is a 20 and then I will make it as a 10, then it will give you false result. So if I make it 10 and 10, what is the result? Result is false, because here the condition will say that C1, that is 10, is less than 10. 10 is not less than 10. Therefore it will give you a false. The next symbol is greater than and equal to. So it will compare two conditions. One is it will check greater than as well as equal to. So here now 10 and 10, if I compare greater than or equal to, then it will give you true, because 10 is not greater than 10 but it is equal to true. Therefore it will give you a true. For example, so I will put this symbol, that is greater than equal to symbol. So it will give you true. So it is because 10 is not greater than, but it is equal to 2. One condition is true, that's why it will give you the 2. Now I will make it a 20. So now also it will give you 2. It is because 20 is greater than 10. No doubt it is not equal to, but greater than. So therefore it will give you true. Suppose if I make a 30, so now it will not give you a true, it will give you false. It is because 20 is not greater than nor equal to, whereas it is smaller, that's why it is will give you a false. Next is smaller than or equal to. It is the reverse of greater than or equal to. It is smaller than or equal to, where it is checking a smaller than or not, smaller than or equal to. So here it is comparing 20 and 30 and giving the result. So it is giving false because 20 is not greater than 30, not equal to. Suppose if I make it as 30, then it will give you 2. This way we can use this formula, this symbol. Next one is not equal to. Here is a combination of both smaller than, equal to, smaller and greater symbol. So here it is compare whether are they equal or not. So now, so both are 30-30. Suppose if I put here the symbol greater than and smaller than, definitely it will say they are equal. Are they equal or not? They are equal. But what we are comparing? We are comparing not equal. So here it will give you a false because both are equal. We are comparing not equal. So therefore it will give you a false. Suppose if I make it as 50 and saying 30 is not equal to 50, yes, true it is. 30 is not equal to 50. Suppose if I make it 50, 50 is not equal to 50, no, it's a false. Therefore you will get a false here. Next operator is concatenation operator, which is used to join the two cells. For example, to do that we need a ampersand, that is an and symbol. So we call it as an ampersand, which is linking and joining two cells. Now let us see one example so that you can understand why that. So here it is a concatenation symbol, that is symbol is called ampersand, but its operation is concatenation. Concatenation is nothing but joining the two text and form the one single text. For example, Rama is in one cell and Yana is in another cell. So now let me make a one word using Rama and Yana. So I will do in this cell. So I will write in this way, is equal to, then so Rama is in C3, then the symbol is ampersand symbol, then Yana is in D3. So this is the formula now. So equal to C3 ampersand D3. So now we have a one complete word. So this way we can join two cells, even though we can join more than one cell also. For example, so here three data in three cells. One is an August, then negative symbol, then 15. So this, in this we will get a separated word into a single word. So that is August 15th. So how to do that? So let us write. So equal to, then the August is in C5, then write ampersand symbol, then next is D5, so that is a negative symbol is in D5, next is ampersand, next is E5, which is 15 is there in E5. So now this formula will be C5 and D5 and E5. So answer is August 15. So this way we can join the text and form a single text in one cell. Next operator is reference operator. So reference operator combine the ranges of cells for calculations with the some operators like colon. So colon will use to as indicate the range operator, which produce the one reference to all the cells between two references, including the two references. Similarly, we have another one, that is a comma, which is a union operator called, which combines the multiple references into one references. So using some example, so let us see how we can use this colon and comma. So here it is called range. So from C1, 23 is in C1 cell and 78 is in C3 cell. So therefore the range of this column is C1 to C3. C1 to C3. Suppose if you want to specify the range of this entire number, then we can say it is in C1 to F3. So range is C1 to F3. So that can be written in this way: C1 colon then F3. So usually this range we use in functions. Similarly, one more. So what is the range of this? The range of these three numbers comes under D2 to F2. So this is a D2 to F2. This is what the range. Similarly, what is the range of these two numbers? These two numbers range comes under C3 to D3. So these are called what the ranges. This is what called ranges. So one thing you remember, that in ranges the beginning cell and end cell is specified. For example, previously I told the range of these numbers, that is C1, which is the beginning cell, and F3 is the ending cell. So these two cells are separated by colon. Next operator is comma operator. So that is, we call that comma operator as a union operator. So which is separate the many ranges, and that comma is also used in the functions. Suppose to add the yellow labeled row, then I will use a formula, sum formula is equal to sum in bracket. So I specify the range. The range is C1 colon then F1 bracket complete. So this will take entire row. So this is what called range. So here 158. So it is addition of these four numbers. To add a blue background colored numbers, then we use a sum and we specify the range. The range is C2 to F3. So that can be written in this way, is equal to sum in bracket C2 to F, then you write colon, then F3. So this is now, after writing the entire numbers are selected here. So this is a sum of these numbers. This is the sum of above row, whereas this is the sum of second and third row. To add these two, separately, then we can write in this way. Sum first range, that is the first row range, that is C1, and then F1. So this will be taken. Then you can write comma and write the second range. Second range is C2 colon then F3. So F3 means this one. So now here in sum I specified both ranges. The first row is indicated by C1 colon F1, then second and third row are indicated by C2 to F3. So 5, 18. So here I added this is separately, and then these two are separately and then added later. Suppose if you want to find the sum of entire numbers of this table, then is equal to sum in bracket C1 to F3. You will get the same result. So this way what we can do, we can use the ranges in the functions. I hope you understand the various types of arithmetical, logical or reference or concatenate and some other operators, and also you got what you mean by range. The syntax of sum is this is a function used to add the content of cells, and its syntax is sum in bracket a cell's name or the range. For example, if I write a function as equal to then sum in bracket a comma b10, so it means it add a1 cell and b10 cell. Whereas if I specify is equal to sum a1 colon a10, then it will add all the cells which are coming in between the range a1 to a10. So here syntax means it is a format in which we can write the functions. So this is a table. Let me find the total marks obtained by each candidates. So here marks are entered in this table. So now find the total of these numbers. To find the total of these numbers, so in total column, so type the formula, that is equal to sum in bracket, you have to specify the range. So what are the numbers you want to add? I want to add those numbers which are coming in trade theory, trade practical, ES and FA columns. So here the first row marks is E62. So next is colon E62FH. Sorry, H6. So this is what the total after writing the formula. So the formula is sum in bracket E6 to H6. E6 it is because this number I need. This is comes in E6. The last one is H6. So after adding this we will get 472. Similarly we can write a formula for next one is equal to sum in bracket. So formula will be E7 colon then H7 bracket complete. So now instead of writing for remaining column, instead of writing a formula for the remaining column, just you click on this and you will see the right left corner, bottom corner, a plus symbol. Just click and drag. So here it will copy the formula automatically. In this way we can use the if function. So next function in the sum is SUMIF. So it is a conditional function. It adds those cells which are satisfied for our given condition. So syntax is is equal to SUMIF and specify the range and then criteria and then sum range. This is the syntax of SUMIF. Let us see one example so that you can understand SUMIF function. So this is a table which is showing sales performance of few candidates. Here if you want to find the total sold quantity of all these, I can use sum command, but I want to calculate only the total of a particular candidates, then I have to use SUMIF. So using SUMIF function, let us generate the report. So this is the total sales table which is included all the candidates sales. Whereas if you want to get individuals sales report, for example Ravi, Ajay, Nilesh and Ramu, if you want their own individual reports, then the functions will be, we can write SUMIF functions in this way. SUMIF. So first you have to write the SUMIF and then specify the range. The range is from here to here. So here to here it is because the each candidate's detail is in different row. So next is put the comma. Whose report you want? In this column I want Ravi's report. So Ravi is in B3 or he is in B9. You take any one. So next is put the comma. So from where you want to get the numbers for calculation? So I want the numbers or the sold information from D3 to D9. Select this and then enter. So you get the 13. So Ravi sales report is 13. So it is because you can see on January he sold 12. Next is here 1. So total is 13. Similarly we can find for the remaining. So here I will show you how to get remaining candidates total sales. Next is Ajay. Next is Ajay, then comma, total selling from here 33. Next is equal to English. Next is So in this way we can use sum if function. In this video only this much. Thank you for watching this video. We will meet you again with next part of MS Excel. Until then, take care. Bye bye.